It's movie mayhem this month. Not only do we have another movie today, Spaceman, which we're about to talk about, but we got Kung Fu Panda coming out next week. We also have Imaginary coming out next week. And we also have...
Ricky Stenicki.
Ricky Stenicki!
I thought you were going to get it.
No, I couldn't remember it. Sorry. And then a week after that, we have the late night talk with the devil.
Something like that.
Late night with the devil. We got like 6 movies this month.
And then we have Ghostbusters at the end of the month.
We got Ghostbusters as well.
And then we got, I think that might be all for March.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And Godzilla X Kong New Empire comes out on March 29th.
That's like 6, 7. I feel like we've, not in a movie lull, but it's like 1 movie a month. And now we have like 6 within 3-4 weeks.
So, but we're here today to talk about Spaceman, which is the new Adam Sandler Netflix movie. And so this one follows the trend of his past 3 movies, I would say, where they've all kind of taken a more darker tone and they're not funny and comedic. Well, I think it's interesting now to see, like, you don't know what to expect from an Adam Sandler movie now. You hear he's releasing a new movie and it could be the darkest, most depressing movie you've ever watched, or it could be the funniest movie you've ever watched, like, or both. I think it was the Do-Over. Yeah, the Do-Over was with David Spade and it was pretty funny, but you get to the second half of the movie and you're like, whoa, hey, this is actually pretty dark as well.
Then you have Leo, the animated movie that came out a couple months ago, which is also not dark, but it's very serious. It has life lessons or real life scenarios that you're working through as a person.
Yeah.
And this movie was very similar to both of those.
Not to talk about Leo, but I think Leo was good because it reminded me of old animated movies where they had an actual lesson to the film and you actually kind of walked out of the movie like, oh, like I should be a better person, or like, I should make this choice. You know what I mean? So I think Adam Sandler has done a good job at branching out into other film genres, because I haven't watched one yet where I'm like, this just did not work. This movie was not good. Like, go back to your comedy.
His acting,
you know?
is good. It's not like some actors try other genres and you're like, oh, stick to yours. But like, no, he was good.
He's good, yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into it. The movie starts kind of throwing you right into it. He's already on a mission in space to go inspect a ominous purple dust cloud that has appeared, I think it was like 4 years ago over Earth or something like that. And so every country has been racing to get to this cloud. And he is from the Czech Republic. Is that right?
Yeah, Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's from the Czech Republic. And they're racing the South Koreans to the cloud. And so he's on a one-man vessel alone in space for, I think it's a year mission, they said. So it was 180 something days out and 180 something back, give or take. Starts off with a pretty serious tone, I would say. Like it just, you get right into it.
So you start off in space and you already get the feeling that he's lonely. Obviously being in space alone. One of my first comments about the whole movie was, why is he on a solo man mission? I feel like typically you go up with multiple people, but that's how the movie starts.
Yeah, you have a good point. When the movie opens and you see his face for the first time, you can already tell he's like, he's kind of grizzled and tired of being there, and he's kind of just there because he has to be and he has no choice, you know? Like, what else is he gonna do? Go home? Like, he can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts out pretty regular, I would say. Nothing like out of the ordinary. They introduce, I would say, the main character on the ground that you hear and see, which is Raj from Big Bang Theory. I don't know the actor's name, but so it's cool to see him in another role, and he also brought a very good serious tone to it, also coming from a totally comedic show, which so it was bringing two kind of comedians for a serious movie, and they both played really well off of each other.
You also meet his wife on the ground, who
Lenka.
Not very happy that he left.
As
he
anyone
keeps leaving
would be.
on missions and keeps promising that he'll be home and just leaves again. So she's kind of at her wit's end, at least at this part of the movie.
Yeah, so they drop in some hints there that the main character may have used the space mission as a way to escape from his relationship problems, as a he didn't want to confront them and face his fears in the relationship, so he keeps running away. So lots of metaphors in this movie. It goes very deep.
It was very deep, yeah.
So you get into all that, and
so at this point he's sleep deprived, like we were saying. He looks tired and just exhausted. He uses sleep drops to sleep. I don't know if that's like every day or just to help him, like melatonin, just on days that he can't fall asleep. So we think he's kind of starting to go stir crazy, just not sleeping, being alone, being in space.
Well, if you remember, one of the interesting things, though, was the medicine he used had to be the medicine he was sponsoring from Earth back home. Later in the film, he uses another sponsored product, and before he has to use said product, he has to recite their slogan over the microphone to Mission Control, and then they give him the okay to use the product. So he has to do the ad or the sponsorship before he can use something on the ship, which seemed weird.
I didn't notice it.
So I was wondering with the eye drop sleep medicine too, is it the same thing where it was a sponsored sleep medicine, and so it's just very interesting. Lots of layers, I guess. But so once he starts using the sleep drops, because he's sleep deprived, you can't tell if he's hallucinating and dreaming or if some weird stuff is happening on the ship. And this is when you meet our spider friend, Hanus. Everyone's seen him in the trailer. That's the big bit of the movie, is Adam Sandler in a spaceship with a spider. So, no big spoiler there. Yeah, so I thought I was going to be a little bit bored because they introduced Hanus so early in the film. I was like, there was so much left. I was worried it was going to get a little boring, just the two of them in isolation for that long. But there was lots of moving parts that kept happening and kept the story interesting. And it kept switching between space and Earth, which I think helped keep that interesting as well. I think, too, they did a good job of making the spider not cheesy. He looked a little creepy, but not too creepy. He maybe could be your friend, but you're not sure if you want him to be your friend.
It was very realistic. I think they had a lot of details on him. And spiders or tarantulas have those little, almost pincers. Pincers. They looked so real. I feel like you could see every little hair on it. But again, he wasn't scary. He seemed like a friendly, Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, it's a scary species of spider, but the spider, the guy itself wasn't scary. So it's
he was just interested and intrigued by skinny human.
Yeah, so the whole point of the spider being there was he was traveling the stars and exploring, and he found Adam Sandler floating around in his ship all lonely, and it intrigued him, and he wanted to study him for a couple days. But then after those couple days, he was so intrigued he wanted to board the ship and learn more about humans. because he wanted to understand humans.
And I think it was like he could sense and feel what Adam Sandler was like dreaming about, what he was feeling, even before he set foot on the ship.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's something with his species. Like
Maybe.
they're a very emotional, telepathical kind of being, I guess.
Like he could tell that he was, what was his name? Jakob?
Yeah, Jakob.
Was kind of in some sort of distress. He was very confused and upset, and the spider felt that. And he was intrigued by it.
Yeah, so there's a pretty good kind of relationship between Adam Sandler and the spider. And kind of the whole point of the movie is the spider helping him realize his relationship problems between him and his wife, and realizing his issues in life and how to fix them and be a better person for not only him but the people around him as well. Did I cover that pretty well?
Yeah.
Pretty wise spider, if you ask me. Wait, so Shock, you don't think seeing the spider initially, you're like, you don't think you're going to care about this spider. But we get to the end of the movie, and then both of us are over here crying over a spider. So maybe it is kind of like Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you're like, I just cried over a spider?
He doesn't even like spiders.
Yeah, I hate spiders, dude. Hate them. But yeah, now I finished this movie and I'm like, well, are all spiders bad? You know, so I really liked the way they did the story of Hanus. They really made you kind of care for him, and he was a good character. And whenever he would actually leave the screen, you would feel the same way Adam Sandler did, where you're like, hey, this movie's kind of lonely now. Like, hey, it's a little, not boring, but you get that sense of, oh, now we're alone and isolated and there's no more Hanus? Like, dang, I want Hanus back. And so they did a good job of connecting your feelings and the main character's feelings, so you felt like the main character. And then it ended in a very heartfelt way, I felt. I'm not gonna spoil it, but
I had to think about it, but I remember it.
For most movie buffs out there, the ending was very similar in a way to Interstellar, where she hasn't seen the movie. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. You can experience the rest for yourself. But it was very Interstellar-esque. Not to say, though, that they're copying from Interstellar, because it was vastly different. Just a similar scenario, maybe, is a good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, any final thoughts here on Mr. Spaceman?
Not on the movie necessarily, but I'm interested. I mean, Adam Sandler's clearly not stopping on his movies.
I do want more Sandler films.
And so, like, I'm just interested to see where they go. Because, like we said, Leo, and I feel like this movie, they're very, like, existential? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
They're very, like, life-focused. And, like, they're very deep. We finished the movie, and the first thing I said was, that was deep.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, it was not what I expected. Ben said he saw reviews online and people were like not excited about it.
Well, I think it has a 55% Rotten Tomato, which in tomato world, that's not good. So
yeah, but I thought it was good. I went in not knowing where it was gonna go. I saw the preview and I was like, I don't know, that looks interesting. But I liked the storyline. I liked where it went. It was heartfelt at the end. Like, I don't know. I think I was more impressed than I thought. Yeah. I liked it more than Leo. I did not like Leo very much.
So what do you think we rate this here? You think, is this a had some heat or is it spicy? Because if you put this spicy, that means this is with Dune 2. Same, you enjoyed this movie as much as you enjoyed Dune 2.
I think I'm inclined to put it higher because it's unlike other movies we've seen recently.
So it is spicy. Okay.
Probably spicy-ish. I just feel like it was something newer. Like, haven't seen a space astronaut movie in a while. You don't have, like...
Well,
I don't know. It wasn't a superhero movie.
This was the first... I'm probably wrong in saying this, so I'm going to get called out by someone here. But this is the first movie, to my recollection, that's I would consider a solo Sandler film, where it's like a one-man show. Like Castaway with Tom Hanks, that movie only has Tom Hanks. It's about Tom Hanks on a beach, and that's it. You know. Where this is Adam Sandler in a ship, and that's it, and that's all you're gonna get, kind of thing.
You have the spider.
But you know what I mean?
And then even, I guess you're right, because the people on Earth, like, they're just there to help complete the story of the human story.
You almost don't even need the visual. You could just have them over the comms.
Yeah.
It just helps with the movie to show them as a visual.
But you're right. It was very, kind of like, solo-esque.
Yeah, so, like, it was a very, like, powerful solo film, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, it was a strong performance. Okay, so I think rating this movie, we're going to have to put this one at spicy, just because it kind of came out of nowhere, and,
I was not expecting that.
Just pretty good. If you love a space drama, I guess, is a good way to put it. And they had mystery too, because when they made it to said purple space cloud in space,
it got nuts.
You didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Stuff started vanishing. So, it was crazy.
Yeah. Stuff started happening.
And then the spider started doing stuff, and you're like, whoa, wait, hold on. Mm-hmm. But then it's good. I don't know.
I can't say so much, but I won't.
It's good. Yeah, for a Netflix
I was just
film,
gonna say that.
Strong Netflix movie, dude. Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. I'm impressed, especially for giving it a spicy. Is this our second spicy?
No, Godzilla was spicy. Yeah, I think that's a good tier, actually. I would say I enjoyed Godzilla -1 as much as Dune Part 2. I would probably put those at the same, I think. When will there be an extreme? You never know. Will it be Kung Fu Panda 4? Could you imagine?
We got a lot coming up.
Yeah, so I guess that's about it on Mr. Spaceman over here. But we do have not only 7 movies coming up, I guess, this month, but we also have Shogun just came out on Hulu. I believe. It's FX, so who knows what FX is on, dude.
I think it's through Hulu, yeah.
And then, we got the next season of The Boys announced in June, I believe. Or July? June. And we'll be doing episode per episode on that one, for sure. Just
There's
because
a lot to talk about.
Yeah, those will be so crazy. You'll have 20 minutes per episode to talk about stuff. Like, they'll be so in-depth, and, did you see that thing in the corner? Or... I'm excited. I'm really excited. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching this Saucy Opinion. I highly recommend, if you have a free night, go check out this movie. It will definitely shock you, because it's a lot better than you expect.
Yeah.
And it definitely keeps getting better. And there's a reason we put it at spicy. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all in the next Saucy Opinion.